Hi, Mark Reedy here. This TATEMS training video, I'm going to talk about attachments of external scans and documents. So we're going to go over the concept of attachments and where to store them, how to attach an external file in the Attachments tab, and then using the Attachments tab in a work order, opening and viewing an attached file, and also we'll finish up with using the Attachments List spreadsheet that's available online. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, in this video we're starting off with version 4.6.19, released June 18, 2015. And so let's go to the Attachments tab. And let me first go over the concept of attachments and where to store them. So the attached files are going to be stored on your hard drive of your computer. So if you're on a single PC and you're not in a network and TATEMS is not being shared by multiple people, then you can keep TATEMS, or the attachments rather, on your own computer. And so what you probably want to do is what I've done here is I've actually, on this PC, if we go to the C drive, I've created an attachments folder on the C drive. And the reason I did that was because if I were to put the attachments folder in somewhere else, like for example in documents, then it would actually be in the documents folder of a specific user, not in the documents folder for another user. So for example, if you moved to a new computer, TATEMS to a new computer at some point in the future, and you needed to copy all of your attachments from the old computer to the new computer, then you'd have to make sure that the username and everything was the same in order for TATEMS to be able to see or be able to, for those links to be able to be maintained to those attachments. So for example, if we go down to the C drive here and look at users and look in here, we can see the documents folder is actually here. C users and then mreedy, and then we have the actual domain name here, and then the documents folder. So just keep that in mind. The best thing to do, the best practice would be to put the attachments folder on either on your C drive, or maybe if you have like another hard drive, an external hard drive, either way. If it's an external hard drive, make sure the drive letter is always going to be the same. If you attach it later on to a new computer, it would have to be the same drive letter, so it's got to be the same path. So on a network environment, so if you have multiple users using TATEMS and you're all sharing the same database, you want to have the attachments folder in the same location, in the same central location where all the users have access to it. So there's a couple of ways to do that. One of them is to just go into networking down here, or to network, and then it might say my network neighborhood or something like that, depending on the version of Windows you have. So if we go into here and then the C drive and then attachments, if I click up here, we can see the actual path. It's // and the server name and the drive letter and then the attachments folder. So you would want to make sure that everybody has the access to the exact same path moving forward. You can sometimes you could also just share this attachments folder, and then in that case it might be / server name and then just attachments. The other thing that you can do is you can have a map drive letter like this T drive here, and that actually points to that same server, to the C drive on the same server. And so then we have the attachments tab, and now if I were to click up here to show me the path, it's T:\attachments. So if every user in your organization has a T drive that points to the same place, then you could put your attachments folder there so that everybody has access to it. So these files are maintained outside of TATEMS, and TATEMS just stores the path to the file, and the file is actually opened by whatever external program that Windows has as the default program for that particular file type. I'll show you what I mean by that in a second here. So let's go back over to the Attachments tab, and we'll attach a document, and there's two ways you can do it. I'm just going to type in test here for the description, and then you can either click on this Attach New File button, or you can double click up here which is where the path is going to end up going. So I'm going to double click there, and now I'm going to go back over to my PC, to my C drive here, and the attachments tab. I'm going to click on this license.txt, and then this will be opened by the default program that Windows has set up for it, which is Notepad, a little program included with Windows. So now if I click the magnifying glass here, that'll open it in the external program. You can see it's a Notepad up here, and so that's what it does. So now if I go over here and attach to a different type of file, and we'll double click on that, and we'll say this doc file. Now I don't have Microsoft Word installed on this computer, so depending on the version of Windows you have, you might get an error message saying that that file type doesn't exist, or some other weird error message. In this case on Windows 10, it just tells me, it gives me a message about a possible virus on this kind of file, and then I click OK, and then it asks me for the file type, and I don't have a file, a program type to open that file type with. I don't have anything, so I just click off of it, and so I can't open it unless I had Word on them. And most files that you might be attaching, they might be like, if it's a scanned document and it's an image file like a GIF or a JPEG or a PNG file or even a PDF. Not all PDFs are open in all versions of Windows, so you would have to have Adobe Acrobat Reader in order to open PDF files, but most other files will open in either like Paint or Picture Viewer, or even in Internet Explorer if something else isn't available. So that's how that works. And then if we go over to work orders, so we'll open this up and we'll go to the attachments tab inside of a work order, and we can go ahead and attach a file in here. Just do this PDF file, and then we'll just do a save and close. Now if I reopen that attachment is always going to be linked to that particular work order inside of here. And if we go over to the attachments tab, we can see it's been added here as well, and it lets us know the work order number that it's associated with. So if you want to go back and see that particular work order, or if you open that attachment up and you want to know what it's associated with, you can go find that work order back over in the work orders list. Alright, and then the final thing I want to show you real quick here is, let me just show you if you were attaching to a file on a network location. So let's do that real quick here. And so I'm going to click on Attach New File button down at the bottom, and then I'm going to click on this little drop down here, and now down here we see Network here. So I'm going to click on that, and then I'm going to navigate to that particular server. So I'm going to open that up, and then in this case I got to navigate to the C drive, and then to the Attachments tab, and now I'm just going to attach to this particular document. And so that, yeah, you can see the path, // and then the server name, the drive letter name, the folder, and then the document at the end there. Alright, so that's how you attach to a network, and if it was the T drive, then you would go find the T drive and attach to it at that location. Alright, so now I'm going to show you this real quick, this attachments list spreadsheet. And so if we go to, I'm going to show you inside Chrome here. Just wanted to show you a little tip. If you use we have about 89, at this date we have 89 spreadsheets in here available that we've created for customers. So you can slice and dice and look at the TATEMS data. These will all attach to your TATEMS database. So to find something related to what you might be wanting to look at, or as far as a report goes, you can press, in Chrome you can press F3, and I think in most of the other browsers you can too, F3. If not, you can do like a edit find up at the menu bar. And so now I'm going to type in the word, start typing attach, and you can see it brings me right down to that particular spreadsheet. If I wanted to find something like parts, very good. And then you can see there's 24, we're on number 24 of 27 total entries with the word part, and if I just click on this little down arrow, it'll scan through each of those spreadsheets. Alright, so now that we've got, I've already downloaded the spreadsheet, and by the way, on the attachment one, Here we go. There's a video that shows you how to link this up to your TATEMS database. And if you click on that, it'll bring you over to the blog post with the video regarding that.